If you're just getting started to learn German, you're probably wondering, how long will it take to reach my goal? How long does it take to become fluent in German? So in this video, we're going to break everything down so that by the end, you'll know exactly what it's going to take to reach your goal. If you're new to the channel, hallo und herzlich willkommen. My name is Salome and I have over a decade of experience teaching German as a foreign language. So I know a thing or two about the journey of acquiring the German language, the various milestones, and how long it takes to reach them. I have now specialized in helping people who have relocated to Germany, Switzerland, and Austria, or who want to relocate, guiding them from saying their very first words all the way to a confident and conversational level. So if that sounds like something you want to achieve as well and you want to learn more about how I can help you, the best way to get started is to check out my free workshop for beginners. The link to register is in the description box below. Alright, before we dive into how long is it going to take, we first need to understand the different language proficiency levels, what they actually mean in practical terms, and how long it typically takes to achieve each of these milestones. The main levels of language proficiency in European languages are based on the so-called CEFR, the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. The CEFR is a standardized system used to measure and describe language proficiency across various languages. It helps learners understand where they stand in their language learning journey and what to expect as they progress. So let's start with the very first one, the A1 level. The A1 level is for total beginners. At this stage, you'll start with the basics, introducing yourself and others, understanding simple conversations, and asking and answering questions about personal details. You'll also be able to interact in a very basic way. With 60 to 150 hours of study, you'll focus on understanding and using simple phrases for everyday situations and getting comfortable with the fundamentals of the language. The next stage is the A2 level, the advanced beginner. The A2 level allows you to understand common phrases related to everyday topics such as work, your surroundings, and shopping. You can communicate more easily in familiar situations, sharing basic information. A2 speakers can talk about where they come from, their education, and other simple details about themselves and their past. This stage requires 150 to 300 hours of study. The focus here is on confidently handling simple situations and engaging in conversations about familiar topics like family and work. In summary, the A levels cover basic language skills and provide the foundation for everyday communication. At this stage, you have a fundamental understanding of the language, allowing you to have simple conversations, especially if the other person speaks slowly and clearly. Now on to the B levels, gaining confidence and independence. Now the real fun begins at the B levels. B1 speakers can understand the main points of conversations. With 250 to 500 hours of study, you'll be able to communicate comfortably on a wider range of topics. You can hold everyday conversations, talk about your interests, explain past events, discuss daily activities and future plans, and even share your dreams and ambitions. This is when you gain more independence in your language skills and start feeling confident in using German. For many learners, reaching this level is the goal because it enables you to navigate daily life in German-speaking countries comfortably. You'll be able to interact with your neighbors, colleagues, and even talk to your child's teachers, for example, make a doctor's appointment, and just feel more integrated into the community. If this is the level you want to reach as well, my signature program, the German Fluency Academy, can help. Inside the Academy, we focus on taking total beginners from A1 to B1, emphasizing practical German and learning to communicate effectively, rather than just passing an exam, because these are two different things. If that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and check out my free trial lesson for beginners. It's called Quick Start Guide to Getting Confident and Conversational. By the end of this lesson, you'll know more about how to join us inside the Academy. I can't wait to see you there. The link to register for the free trial class is in the description box below. So the B levels are divided into B1 and B2. At the B2 level, you'll be able to handle complex topics and discuss abstract concepts. With 450 to 600 hours of study, you'll understand the main ideas of complex texts, write clearly on various subjects, and express viewpoints on current issues. This is when you'll notice a significant improvement in your fluency, allowing you to converse confidently in both casual and professional settings. The next level is the C1 level, the advanced proficiency. At the C1 level, you'll be able to communicate fluently in academic, social, and professional settings. After 600 to 750 hours of study, your speaking and writing will reach an advanced level, allowing you to handle challenging conversations with ease. So you'll be able to understand demanding texts and recognize implied meanings, express yourself fluently and spontaneously, produce clear, well-structured writing on complex topics. This level is essential for studying in Germany or participating in academic or professional settings where advanced proficiency is required. Finally, at the C2 level, you'll have achieved near native fluency. With 750 plus hours of study, you'll be able to master the language and communicate with ease, discussing basically any kind of topic, whether complex or everyday, just like a native speaker. It doesn't mean that your learning stops there. I believe that when you're learning a language, basically it never stops. But at that C2 level, you'll be able to communicate on a native speaker level, also understanding idioms and things like that. All right, so now that we have covered the CEFR, how long does it actually take to become conversational in more practical terms? In the German Fluency Academy, which is my comprehensive online course and community, I've had the privilege of watching many students make incredible progress at different paces. While each learner's journey is unique, here is a general overview of what to expect. Milestone 1 is navigating daily life confidently. After about 2 months, most students are able to handle basic everyday tasks like grocery shopping, ordering at a restaurant, or asking for directions in German. This is the A1 level where students get comfortable with simple interactions. Milestone 2, holding a basic conversation. Within 4 to 6 months, many students can start holding basic conversations. They'll be able to talk about topics like their family, work, and hobbies, which takes them to the A2 or early B1 level. Now, reaching the B1 level, for most students, reaching the B1 level takes around 9 to 12 months of consistent study. By this time, they can hold more complex conversations on a wider range of topics like travel, personal experiences, and work-life situations. It's important to note here that the time it takes to learn German can also depend on several other factors beyond just study hours. For example, the learning environment. Immersing yourself in the language by living in a German-speaking country or engaging with native speakers can definitely speed up your progress. Language immersion is one of the most effective ways to accelerate your learning. Then, of course, the study methods. The quality of your study methods matters just as much as the quantity. So focus on active learning, speaking, and writing, and not just passive activities like listening or reading. Regular conversations with others, whether through language exchanges, online classes, or community involvement, can also make a huge difference. Motivation and consistency. The more motivated and consistent you are, obviously, the faster you will progress, like with any other skills. Even on days when it feels slow, it's important to keep pushing forward, as every bit of effort compounds over time. Remember, Progress isn't always linear, and it's okay to have periods where things feel harder, but with dedication, you'll see results. Keep in mind the speed of your progress depends on how much time you put in. To stay on track, I recommend aiming for around 5 to 6 hours of study per week. And consistency is very important here, so try to spread this time across several days rather than cramming all at once. It's also important to note that every student learns at their own pace, and that's totally okay. Some days might feel slower than others, but don't get discouraged. Focus on regular practice, immersing yourself in the language as much as possible, whether it's through listening to podcasts, watching shows, or speaking with native speakers. With the right strategy, a variety of learning methods, and a supportive environment, you're likely to reach your milestones faster than you think. Small, consistent progress adds up over time, and celebrating those little wins along the way will keep you motivated. If you're wondering now how to get started, check out my free trial lesson for beginners, which is linked below in the description. And if you want to find out more about my method of becoming confident and conversational in German fast, then make sure to check out this video next. It dives deeper into the strategies that accelerate your learning and help you make faster progress. Das ist alles für heute. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss!